Right, when we're checking off motorhomes, basically what we do is we check the air conditioning of the cab, the aircon. So what you'll find is when you put the aircon on, it should go, well, cold, shouldn't it, Kev?
Hopefully, yeah.
Right, on this one, it hasn't gone cold. So what we're doing now is, we get Ted Clean come in, Clive come in, and what he does, he basically regasses it. So it's not having a transplant, it's being regassed, as you can see there. You see?
Yep.
Right, now in order for this to work, we have a clever machine in Clive's van, which is over there, that does all the regassing. And what we're going to do is we're going to show you the machine in action.
Right then, Clive, so we're about to regas.
As you can see, this is a dual machine. It does the old gas, the old R134A, and it does the new gas, which is the R1234YF. Now, they're not putting the new gas in commercial vehicles as far as I know at the moment, so we'll be working on there. As you can see, we just choose whichever we want, which is the 134. Just keep accepting. Automatic. Now we've got a 10-minute vacuum on these. I always put a drop of oil in and some UV dye just in case we have a leak.
The oil
and we can trace that with an ultraviolet torch, as you can see.
The oil helps lubricate the seals.
And the oil, you cannot run the system without it because that lubricates the compressor. So you always need, sometimes you can put it on automatic and it'll just put back in what it is, whatever it recovers. So I always do it on that side of it manually, so I always put one on one of the things. On this one here, we need to set it at 550. Ooh, wrong one. Right, so we got one of the UV dye and 550 of gas. If we're not sure, we can go into the database, and in there'll be thousands of vehicles, which gives us all the PAG oils and the amounts for oil in it and various things, and gas in it, sorry. So if we're never ever sure, because not all of them contain a sticker on the bonnet, under the bonnet, so we just simply go into the database, pick the vehicle, pick the year, engine size, and all the information's there. From that, we will just OK it. At this point we could put the registration in, but we don't need to, so just go through all the sequence. The valves are already open. It is showing we've got a bit of gas in this one.
Is that a load of gas, is it?
Yes, yeah, it is. So we just simply OK it like that.
So it's now putting gas into the system?
No, it is actually recovering. You can see there it says right. Recovery. Yeah. Yeah. Once it's recovered all the old gas, it will then go into the vacuum, which we will show in a few minutes. We'll leave this now to do the recovery, and we'll come back when it's ready to go into vacuum.
It's pretty self-explanatory on there. It shows you, doesn't it? On the dial,
gives you a little map of what's actually
sucking the gas out. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Clever bit of kit.
Yeah.
Right.
Want to go into that while you
And then it won't pause.
So, it's a Peugeot, what is it?
288. Let's just turn this off because it won't pause. It's recording. Jace?
Yeah?
This won't pause.
Hey?
The camera won't pause and it won't go off.
What have you done to it?
Nothing. I've been recording and then I press pause and it won't pause.
Have you got the other one? Hang on, we need to sort this one out. I don't know, he's broke.
It won't pause and it won't turn off.
Right, as you can see, we're getting to the final stages of the recovery cycle. We're just waiting for this one to go fully green, and then it should go into the vacuum one, which is just there. It can take several minutes. There we go. We've now gone into the vacuum. As you can see, we're doing a 10-minute vacuum. This is the vacuum here. We want that figure at 0.99. As you can see, it's making the vacuum now.
Just it's like 10 minutes, what?
We're doing a 10-minute vacuum on it,
Yeah.
but we need that figure at 0.99. It should make it. It's a fairly new vehicle. Just takes a bit of time. As you can see, we're getting there slowly.
9.8. Yeah.
When we get to 9.9, we'll probably come back when the vacuum's finished. There we go. See you in a minute. Right, as you can see, we're coming to the end of the vacuum sequence now. The next sequence is a 2-minute drop test. So that is testing for any leaks in the system. If the bottom figure of 99 starts dropping, it means we're pulling air in. We're just about to go to it now.
Like a gas test. We do a gas test over 2 minutes. We have 1 minute for settling and then a 2-minute test.
So as you can see, we're holding the vacuum of 0.99 and it's a 2-minute countdown. We'll just give that, when that comes to the end, we'll come back and see you again. As you can see, we've done the 2-minute drop test. We're still holding a figure of 99, so everything's good. So now it'll go into another sequence where we're putting the oil and the tracer dye and then the gas. There's the oil going in.
And the tracer dies in case you have got a leak.
If we've got any leaks, we put the UV light over it, and we'd be able to detect any leaks. There we go. There's the UV going in. We've got all the oils and dyes on the side of the machine here. They're all on load cells, so it knows exactly what it's putting in. Here we go, and now here's the gas. It'll just be a few seconds, and you can see the 2 gauges in the left-hand corner. They'll start rising. Here we go. That's the first stage. It's the valves opening, and now here's the gas going in.
Quite expensive, isn't it, the gas?
Very expensive. Not as expensive as the 1, 2, 3, 4, but still expensive.
Yeah, I heard the new one was a lot more expensive.
Yeah, very expensive.
What's the difference with the 1, 2, 3, 4? Is it a better gas?
It's better for the environment, whereas the old 134 can stay up in the atmosphere for 10 to 20 years. I believe that the 1, 2, 3, 4 will only, it disperses within 10 hours, so it's much better for the ozone and the safer gases, so the less harmful gases that's up there.
Not something that's publicised with all these.
No, I don't know why people don't make more,
when you get all these
more
people,
of it, to be honest.
All these protesters and all that about, saving the planet and all that. I think it should be publicised more.
There is another one just come out now. Mercedes have gone to their own and they're using CO2. As you can see, we're at the stage now where we should close the valves. So I'll just go and close the valves now.
So you've seen the machine doing the work. So what we've got to do now,
We've got to close the valves off, recover any gas left in the lines, and then do a drop test on the valves.
There you go, it's a bit like doing a gas test, Kevin, isn't it? Right, so first thing, you might not be able to see it all there, but we're shutting the valves, is that right?
Yeah. Now they're both
What's
shut
the blue
there.
one?
Blue one is the high side, the low side, sorry, and this is the high side. The red one's the high side.
And what does that mean?
There's 2 sides to an aircon system. One will be in its gaseous state and the other one is a liquid.
Right, so what's next?
We'll go and shut the machine.
We shut the machine. Come on, Kev, you
Jump in.
Jump in. Because we've done all the work, Kev, we don't have to pay for this.
All right.
As you can see, it's just instructed me to close the valves, which I have done. So all we do then is accept that. So what's happening now, if you notice these two guides here, one's the low side, one's the high side, as you can see underneath. It's now recovering any excess gas in the lines. So that's it for now.
What's the main cause for them not staying cold?
They lose the gas naturally over time through the rubber hoses. That's why you'll see the system will always have mainly metal pipes, and it will leaches through the rubber hoses basically over time. Manufacturers recommend you should regas them or service them every 18 months to 2.5 years.
Right.
I start working on them usually around about 3 years old. But a lot of customers, they will keep using it until the gas actually runs out.
Yeah.
They don't get serviced very well.
Right.
Most systems.
So they basically call you when it's not working?
Yes, yeah, when it's...
Because we don't get that many hot summers.
So what's happening now then, Clive?
So as you can see, the pressures are going down on the gauges. So that's bringing all the gas, because we always start with an empty line when we do a regas. Basically, so we can see from the last one, it'll tell us how much we've recovered. Obviously in that one it went straight to vacuum and didn't do any recovery.
What do you mean by straight to vacuum?
It vacuums the system down, so these will go into minus right the way down. So when we put the gas back in, basically it's sucking the gas into the car and not forcing it into it, because it's under vacuum.
Right.
And under vacuum it will boil off any moisture that's contained in the receiver dryer.
Bit complicated that is, Kevin.
On the system, on the van or any car or truck or whatever, we'll have a receiver, what they call a receiver dryer, and basically any moisture in the system, because it will be contained in there. There's like a silica stuff in there that absorbs moisture. Because the biggest enemy for an aircon system is having moisture in the system.
Is that done then?
As you can see, she'll do a vacuum on it now. It's not very clear of what it's doing, but as you can hear, the compressor's kicked in now. It's vacuuming the last bit out. That will then go back into the bottle that's contained inside the machine. Now you can see the instructions. I should have cleaned that screen for you, really. Self-explanatory. It's telling us that it's checking the valves,
the Schrader valves
in the system on the van.
A bit like a valve on a tyre. They're Schrader valves.
A Schrader valve, yeah. It's just a simple Schrader valve.
Make sure they're not leaking.
And they're not a million miles away from a tyre valve.
No.
Because I have a container full of them. Sometimes the seals go on and we have to replace them. That's actually checking for any leaks in the Schrader valve, because you wouldn't know otherwise, because it'd be so slow anyway. So now here's the printout coming.
So what's the printout going to tell us, Clive?
On there, as you can see, is the date and time. I don't know whether that's right, correct, I can't see from here. But it'll tell you how much gas it's recovered, how long the vacuum was,
What did you say there, Kev?
and the gas that they've got in it, which is 550.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Put your glasses on.
You never told me, I've got to read things.
That's also telling us there, look, the test was okay on the Schrader valve.
Yeah.
So we just simply...
Schrader valve test okay, yeah. Vacuum 1 bar, 0 bar, yep. Gas recovered.
It'll hold that vacuum for 2 minutes as well, which is what I call it a drop test. So if that figure starts dropping at 99, we'll show it a bit later on. If it stays at 99, if that figure starts dropping, it means it's pulling air into the machine, so you got a leak. And all you do now
That's
is
the amount
just...
of gas you've injected, is it? 550?
Yeah.
550 gram.
That's it.
So that's all done now, Clive, isn't it?
Yeah, we've just done all the tests on the machine. Just simply uncouple them,
Put the dust caps
put
back
the
on.
dust caps back on.
See, I'm always helping, Kev. Always doing something.
Yeah, but you're not touching anything to break it, though, are you? He always breaks things. They always say everything Jason touches turns to scrap.
There you go. All
So
done.
now we should have
A
nice
fully
cold
working machine now, yeah?
aircon.
Right, the aircon's been regassed in this now, so we're just going to try it. So, take a temperature reading, which is 14.2. Water 6 degrees, 5.4, and it's dropping all the time, so you can say that the regas has been a success.
So there you go, just want to show you something as well. It's Clive, who does all, Clive, you do all the Shrewsbury area, don't you, mate?
Yeah, no Shropshire.
All North Shropshire from Clean. We've used him for donkey's years. So there you go, regassing a motorhome.
On your drive if you're at home.
On your drive if you're at home, yeah. Try not pick when it's raining.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe and do all that.
I ask you for the time.